We're evolving beyond those who feel like they need motivation or those who feel like they need to be held accountable. What, you need your fucking hand held? That's what you mean by accountability? Why your world is yours. I sat back and I reflected. If you need motivation, fuck you. If you need your hand held to be held accountable, what, you need a supervisor? This is what we get down to. The individuals that align with my program simply learn how to get shit done. Why? All of these individuals who need to be held accountable, basically babies, basically employee mindset, basically slaves, need to be supervised. They need an overseer to be present in order for them to do their jobs and do their jobs well. When the manager or the supervisor is not on the floor, everybody is on their cell phone, lollygagging, shit is out of order, fucking cups, tables not bust. But as soon as the manager is back, because I used to work in cafes and I became a manager myself at several cafes. Once the manager is back, you see everybody scrambling. Mess is back. Right. Slacking ass, low ethic ass motherfuckers. Why your world is yours? Listen, let the slaves be slaves. That's where we're at. We're not encouraging or trying to raise and have everybody be saved. It's a 100% guarantee, 100% guarantee, bulletproof, that everyone will not make it to the higher orders in the higher ranks of existence. It's just not going to happen. That's a guarantee. That's a fact. It's a fact. Now, if you comprehend and embrace that fact, you get down to yourself as an individual and decide whether or not you're going to rise in the ranks of the universe to the higher order and higher planes of operation and existence, the higher order of being, the higher order of beings, or will you remain amongst the poor, the low, the slaves, the weak-minded, the serfs? Consider the vibrations raised. I don't fuck with people who need to be watched, who need to be checked in on all the fucking time. I make mastery mindset meetings. That's what we do on the program, Saturday and Sunday. I give you a workout. I give you a nutrition protocol. I tell you, choose your own wake-up time, 5 a.m. or earlier, and you get the fucking job done. Why your world is yours. That's the name of the game. Becoming an individual who, irrespective of anything, gets the job done. I had a person in Elevation Fitness ask me, he said, how do you show up so consistently? Like, goddamn, it's 5 a.m. shit. I said, bro, I don't need the motivation. You need to know who you are. If you lifted me up, right, as an alien came down and lifted me up and picked me up like a little ant and dropped me over in the Amazon, I'd still know who the fuck I am. I'd still do what the fuck I do. This is an unconditional soul. This is an individual who does it because this is what they do. This is how they operate. They don't need extrinsic motivation to do the things that they do. This is an intrinsically motivated individual, right? Go read The Advancing Motivation in my first book, The Advancing Individual, that I happen to write by myself, publish by myself, sell by myself, get to the world by myself, among 4 other books, 5 books, 1 year, no supervisor, no excuses. Nobody to hold me accountable, nobody watching me, nobody telling me what to do and when to do it. Nobody motivating, quote unquote, me. The fuck? I'm a boss. I'm young boss. I'm a young boss. You feel me? Young boss, Sheikhy Chic. Master, Sheikhy Chic at this point. You feel me? Self-mastery is the only success. So we get to the point where if you need motivation to be what you should be and do the work that you're supposed to be doing anyway, well, then you're just not qualified. We don't need to waste time on you. The universe calls all. All are called. Few choose to volunteer to do the fucking work. The universe, God, the creator of all creations, infinite intelligence, doesn't draft people, doesn't force people against their will into the service, into the divine service. You must volunteer. You must elect yourself. You must select yourself. Natural selection, evolution. It's an individual affair. Evolution, individual affair. And once you recognize this, then you realize, hands up, you're being called to do the work. And when you opt out of doing the work, when you, as an individual, do not volunteer, because everything is voluntary, life is voluntary. Yeah, you were incarnated, but you don't have to stay here. The realest ones who knew that they didn't want to stay here fucking boomed themselves. I was ready to boom myself, but I chose to stay here voluntarily and become this individual that I knew I was supposed to become. So you could quit like a selfish bitch and go AWOL on God. Abandon your post. Soldier. S-O-U-L-Jer, soldier. Could abandon your station, go AWOL, go defunct. Or you could man up, man your post, and answer your call of duty. Whatever you want, your world is yours. This is a magical video. At the end of the day, it's all voluntary. It's all voluntary. So you must voluntarily rise to the occasion. I don't got to sit back and motivate you. The universe is going to replace you because there are people like me, souls like me, who are not simply going to quote unquote take your spot, not your spot. We're going to fulfill and fill the role that we are meant to. And in contrast, you will be shameful. You will be in the hall of universal shame. And that's what happens. I never had to take my spot. I never had to take anyone's spot. Maybe I had to step into my power, but there's no taking of anybody's spot. Once you recognize your personal divinity, once you recognize your personal individuality, your uniqueness, one thing I must do, one thing you must do, is create your spot. You're being called and you're being gifted the vision, the intuition, and the instructions. You bitch ass motherfuckers who need motivation and who need supervisors and who need your hand held, the universe is going to sidestep you because some of us are being 1000% supervised by our supervision, our above vision. The only supervisor is the conscience. So now conscience congruency as a skill is exactly that. In my books, I call it the God eye. Wes, conscience congruency, calls it the mental witness. God is watching. Consider the vibrations raised.